Welcome to the Nitschke Podcast. Today I'm stoked to have Julia Campbell here. How are you?
Thank you, Michael. I'm great. How are you doing?
Really good, really good. This is an
nice
awesome
to see
excuse
you.
to catch up.
I know.
Known each other for a really long time.
Yep.
We were joking before they should have been rolling the podcast before this because we were just
We
catching
probably
up
could
on
have already
everything.
done it. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Just having a general chit chat.
Definitely. So, Julia, you have the fabulous business, Mount Barker Toyworld.
Yes.
For anyone in our audience that hasn't heard of you and your business,
Yep.
talk us through everything to do with Toyworld.
Everything to do with Toyworld. Well, so 28 years we've had the business now. So
Wow,
yeah,
awesome.
I know. So
Awesome.
Dad bought the store 28 years ago.
Awesome.
And he ran it for many years. I started walking down from Cornerstone after school, starting doing my after school shifts, weekend shifts, and here I find myself today still running the place, and Dad's retired and still hopefully going strong for a lot more years. So yeah, 28 years is pretty proud to have a business that's lasted that long.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah.
28 years is awesome. And it's a business that, like we were just saying before, like literally generationally, different families and people that have been a part of it. My brother Sam worked with you for a long time.
He was my 2IC for many a year. He came along to toy fairs with me, and
amazing.
he was an amazing staff member to have.
He is,
So-
he goes all right, Sam.
He
And even like when I was obviously went to Cornerstone as well, and work experience, I did a week's work experience at
With
Toyworld
us?
as well.
I
And
know.
yeah, it's a
Seems like
fabulous business.
Seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
It does, and you literally it's got to be like the childhood dream to own a toy store. Like
It is.
And now your kids are working in the business as well.
Yeah, they are. So,
Awesome.
I remember Ava being 3 months old in my arms for first Christmas pageant, and then we did a car park sale back at the old shop. So basically the girls have just been brought up in the business. You know, when you own your own business and it's a family-run business, you've got no choice when you spend that much time in a business to sort of take your family with you. So yeah, Ava and Ellie are now both behind the counter, and yeah, they do an amazing job. So
Awesome.
They've just taken it in their stride. So yeah, it's really cool to work with them and see them.
Working with mum.
Yeah.
it.
I've
Love
actually
it.
just thrown Ava into running weekend shifts and
Awesome.
given her a set of keys and said, go for it. You might be 16, but you know this shop better than anyone else. So yeah,
You must be really proud. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, especially when you get good feedback and customers come back in and just say, honestly, it's the closest thing to having you in the business, having them be served by the girls.
Oh,
so
how good.
it's nice when you get that feedback.
I love it. That's great. So 28 years is an awesome achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What would be some of the highlights? I mean, it's hard over such a length of time.
Oh, you've just got to, always having to diversify.
Yeah.
You know, there's been so many challenges over the years. Obviously, our first biggest challenge was when Kmart opened.
Of course,
You know, we'd been very fortunate to be the only toy retailer in the hills for that period of time that Dad had the business.
Yeah.
Then when Kmart hit, that was hard. That was it was new, it was fresh, it was exciting. You know, obviously they can sell stuff cheaper than what I can at times. You know, it's really hard to combat that, and really having to work out. All right, we need to refocus. We need to make our point of difference is going to be our service. Our point of difference is going to be offering something that you can't find in majors. And I think that's where independent toy stores find their little niche, is by finding something that you don't find somewhere else, offering service that you can't find somewhere else, and an experience when you walk through the door.
That's so true.
Yeah, so that was a really big challenge, and that took years to recover from. Then obviously internet, that was, suddenly when you become, you're not competing with just who else is open during the day, you're suddenly competing with 24/7 competition. So you have to refocus and readdress things and work out, there's been many times over the years where, Dad and I have sat down and gone, are we going to go again? Are we going to re-sign another lease? Like, is it worth it? Can we keep going? Can we come up with something? And I've always thought that there's place for bricks and mortar store.
Absolutely.
And especially when it comes to toys, and especially when it comes to your kids. I think parents want to touch and feel things, and they want advice. Yes, there's always going to be customers that are happy to shop online, And that's, they're comfortable doing that.
Yep.
But, there's a lot of people that want to come in, have a chat, and talk things through. A big part of our market that we've concentrated on is grandparents, because they don't, people in my dad's generation, I find, they don't want to walk into Kmart and go and try and find something themselves, serve themselves. They want to walk in, they want to have a chat to me, and they want to go, all right, so Tommy's 9 this year. Last year you chose this and they loved it. So, tell me, what am I going to get this year?
That's so true.
I love that.
Yeah.
That, it's a real, again, and that's sort of a niche that we've created with that grandparent market. So, it's really cool, and it's really satisfying when they come back and they go, oh, they love the present. They're just like, yes. And find them something different, something unique.
Yeah.
That then makes them want to come back again. But they like that experience. Sometimes people just want to have a chat and talk things through.
Yeah.
So
it's really, it's so true and so well said. Like, it really is the experience piece and the service that you guys can offer is a huge point of difference.
Yeah.
I know for me as a now young father, going through trying to figure out presents sometimes is know my kids, but
absolutely.
to have an expert is pretty helpful.
Yep, you and Kat have come in many a time and had a chat about stuff, or it's and that's great. Like I love that.
So do we.
Yeah. When Sam, your brother, comes to visit every year, he rocks in the door and he's like, Jules, all right, so these are the ages that they're at. Here's my budget.
Nieces. Yep.
Fix it, wrap it, send me out the door. I'm like, no problem. So, it's great. But
amazing. And you talk about, obviously, there has been so many challenges. The obvious one that every business has gone through, but for retail it's been really, really tough, is obviously the COVID experience. Apart from the restrictions, what's been the biggest challenge there that's come out of COVID?
Do you know, we have been really fortunate with COVID.
Yeah.
I think we've been one of those businesses that thankfully we were able to remain open physically apart from that 1 week of lockdown. So even though obviously in remaining safe, we cut our staff down to just having sort of one staff member a day, just to be keeping everyone safe. What I found was, because people weren't able to travel and we were all encouraged to stay home, or if you are going to go out, shop local, don't be travelling big distances. So what I think really it enabled us to position ourselves as a local family-owned store. And I think the perception of where a lot of people may think that Toyworld is, a massive multinational, and there's no sort of face behind the business. I think it really allowed me the opportunity to help people understand that Toyworld is me. Toyworld is me, my 2 girls standing behind the counter, my staff here that are all pretty much friends or family, that this is just, you're shopping here with me, you're helping me raise my children, and I think that shop local message really hit home during COVID. I found a real shift in people's perceptions. Okay. So, and a real understanding of, we need to actually support all of our local businesses in this area. If we're going to be here and if we're going to survive things like this, then put your money where your mouth is and put it into the town that we live in.
Well said.
So,
totally agree. Shop local is
absolutely
huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally, we were saying before, you're employing local people.
Yeah.
All the money effectively stays in the community. It helps the community to grow. That's
absolutely. I don't think you'd have to ask too many people to see whether or not they know someone who has worked at Toyworld themselves, or know of someone who knows of someone who has worked at Toyworld. And that's a really important thing in our community. We need to be, helping people, all the youngsters that have come through, and how many mums I've hired, or
kids needing work experience.
Absolutely.
Taking a shot on a young kid.
Exactly.
But it's so true though. Like we were saying before, it'd be amazing to kind of trace almost the degrees of separation and link back to Toyworld.
Yep. Over
well
28
awesome.
years, and most of the time we have 10 to 12 people on the roster at a time.
Yeah.
So it's a decent amount of staff that have gone through the business over the years.
Definitely. And you've innovated many different times in terms of just anticipating consumer changes and needs and that sort of thing. I know this is going back a few years now, but obviously implementing the baby seats, that's been huge. Not just the seats, I should say, it's everything, but being able to fit car seats. A lot of people may not know that all of that is something you offer.
Baby now has become a really big part of our business. So again, a few years ago, pre-COVID, it was again an idea where I said to myself, okay, I've got to come up with something. Toys are tough. Yep. Competing online is tough. I have to find something that's going to bring people into the store and get me involved interacting with them. So I actually put it out on social media back then and just basically wrote a post and just said, tell me what you want. If you could see something in my store, what would you like to see? And we sort of explored, I think the ideas were like, a bookstore I think I listed a few things, bookstore, baby products, can't remember, I think there was a third, but can't remember now. It came inundated, what's the word?
You were inundated?
Inundated, thank you.
There was heaps of responses.
Yeah. Words not coming out.
It's all good.
But yeah, baby seemed to be the focus. So I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. So I started with car seats.
Yep.
And now have expanded into all baby products, whether it be swaddles, dummies, beautiful Manchester and baby shower gifts. Things where people want something nice, but don't want to spend a fortune. And again, found a little niche there. But the car seat fitting was a course that I went off and did, and I'm so glad that I did. So it's become a really big part of my day. Like most days I'll be doing, 2 or 3 car seat fits. Now offering it to go to people's houses too. If they can't make it to the store,
awesome. I'll
go after hours because I just find there's such a lack of education when it comes to car seats and keeping our kids safe. So it's become, quite a passion of mine to be able to help people keep their little bubbas safe.
That's inspirational, Jules. That's awesome. I love that you've just taken on each challenge as it's come along.
Yeah.
And really smart to literally ask your customers, hey, what do you want from our store? You're so loyal. We're grateful for you. What do you need? What can we provide? That's great.
I think what I've learned over the years, it's there's a big difference. If you're going to survive in retail or survive in business, it's not about what you want to sell. It's what do people want to buy. So you've got to provide them with something that they want to buy. And
so true.
The best way to find that out is talk to them.
Yeah.
How can I? My kids are 17 and 14 now. I don't know what a new mum necessarily is looking for a first birthday present or for a newborn baby present.
Yep.
So talk to your customers. I've got them walking through the door, so that's what I do. Spend most of my day just chatting.
You're very good at it.
I love doing it.
That's so good. Good. So in terms of like the growth of your business and attracting customers, what do you think's been the big weapon? I know you do quite a lot on social media.
Social I try to be active on, need to be more proactive. You can always be more proactive.
It's relentless, isn't it? It's a lot to do.
Yeah. And it's balancing the fact that, it becomes a 24/7 business. You're always engaged. That phone's always next to you, always checking that, and that makes it hard.
Yep.
But you have to do it. We created a website just before COVID as well, so we created our own website. Yeah, I know. So that's Mount Barker Toyworld and Baby. Mm-hmm. So it shows individually what I sell, because whilst there's the Toyworld generic website, it doesn't represent what I sell. I've diversified my business so much. For example, with the baby side of things and, the Vuli products, which I know you've got a Vuli trampoline sitting in your backyard.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. But, that can highlight what we do so people can see, what to expect before they walk through the door. So, that's been something that, actively helps people. I think I find with a lot of mums, a lot of parents, they do a lot of research before they walk out the door. Whether or not it be, I've got to go get a present tomorrow. I'm going to sit, do a bit of a Google and get an idea of what I want before I drag my kids out through the shops. So I think the website's been really good with helping people see what we have and coming into the store with an idea and a direction of where they may want to go first. So
great idea. And again, timing pre-COVID, that's perfect.
Yep.
We'll make sure with today's podcast, we'll make sure we link up all of your socials and also the website as well. And,
that would be great.
Jules, really appreciate your time as always.
My pleasure.
Congratulations on a wonderful 28 years in Mount Barker, many more to come.
I know.
No doubt.
Yeah, well, what else am I going to do?
Exactly. So, I know the feeling.
I know, right?
No, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And we'll have to get you on the podcast again.
Absolutely, anytime.
Thanks, Jules.
Thanks, Michael.